Namaskar, Sat Sri Akal, hello and welcome. I am Sid and this is the Menonverse.
வணக்கம்.
Vanakkam. So today we are going to be talking about our final pre-season discussions about the F1 2021 season, which is for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and what a finale it is. The title contenders are on equal points, level pegging, just like the first race in Bahrain. So they're tied at 369.5 points, although Max is leading because he has more wins. Mercedes is ahead of Red Bull by 28 points, but that can change. Let's see. So it is anybody's race to win and anybody's championship to win. So it is very simple, very straightforward. Whoever wins takes the title. So with that, let's begin this discussion and we welcome back Ronak Dutt. Hi Ronnie, how are you?
Hi Siddharth. Hi Menonverse. How are you guys doing?
Hi. So, have you still recovered from Saudi Arabia?
No,
Huh?
I haven't.
The tension is still there.
Tension is more now. Like as compared to the previous race, it's now at the verge of breaking, and I'm about to lose my mind.
Need to be honest, normally around the race week, I'm very excited. I am excited for this race week also, but I am very tensed also. I am very because we want that it should be a fair fight. We want that they win the title on merit and not in the steward's office. So it is nerve wracking.
Yes, I believe in the Formula One community. At this point, everybody is as tense as you are right now. Like I am
Yeah.
tense very much right now.
Yeah, and this is for the very first time since 1974 that the title protagonists have gone into the final race at equal points. So that time it was between Emerson Fittipaldi and Claire Regazzoni, and well, this is the first time it's happening since then. So whenever what I believe is whenever points go in the decimals, you know that shit is getting serious because Spa completely turned it around, and we have had so many awesome, amazing, mind blowing races. I mean, if we think of it as we have already always thought that France is a very boring track, right? And we have always thought that Russia is a very boring track. And what happened at both of those races? It was mind boggling. France was technically should have been a Mercedes track. Red Bull dominated.
Well, I believe both of those races were supposed to turn out in a very different way. I mean, a bit less exciting than what happened in those races.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'm glad that these races were that exciting as you were describing them.
Yeah, so anyway, let's not talk about all those races. We will talk about that later on in another podcast. So, but what we should be talking about is the new circuit. I mean, new ish circuit because they have changed it a bit. So, FIA is regarding this as a new track. So, we have quite considerable changes now. So, it is supposed to be 14 seconds faster and 5 corners have been removed. So it is going to be exciting. The only purpose has been to improve overtaking, to improve higher speed corners, and there is a banked corner as well. So it should be exciting. Let's see. Abu Dhabi normally is a very boring race. Let's agree.
Yeah, it's a very bland race on normal sporting events, but
Hmm.
let's hope this time it's a bit more exciting than what it used to be previously.
But Seb has been on the podium when he started from the pit lane, and he did that in a Red Bull. So hopefully Max does not start from the pit lane, but
Well, we definitely don't want that thing to happen this time because this time things are very serious. Like I don't mean to say that things weren't serious at that point of time, but This time it's neck and neck between two drivers, and things are very serious. And we don't want either of the drivers to start from the pit lane.
And Hamilton is going for a record-breaking 8th, and Max is going for his the first for a Dutchman, in fact. So it is winner takes all, and it is going to be exciting. And these guys have been performing on a level which is, I mean, unheard of. We have never seen. I mean, whenever these guys take the lead, I mean, it's normally Lewis and Max P1, P2. They just disconnect from the entire field. I mean, they're seconds and seconds, half a lap ahead in front of everyone. And as Alonso also said, that Max and Lewis both are performing on a different level altogether. More about Max, because he has been consistent since the first race. And to maintain that amount of consistency, to maintain that amount, that level of focus, especially for a guy who is, what, 24, if I'm not wrong, 24 or 25. So that is a huge thing. I mean, he's bloody quick. And I understand that Lewis has been in the game for a very long time. He has been there since 2007, and well, 7 world titles as well. But he has a lot of experience. He knows how title battles go down. So, but this is the first time Max is in a title fight, and Max is giving it his 100%. Even in Saudi, that's what Fernando said, that when Max was on his final qualifying lap, that was Max doing the talking, not the Red Bull. That was Max. He was doing purple sector after purple sector. I believe if he would have completed that lap, he would have probably been ahead of Hamilton by maybe half a second. Maybe, I don't know.
Well, definitely at this point of time, you cannot decide like which driver is the best among the lot, like either of the two, because as you said that Max is on an entirely different league, and Lewis has a very good experience winning titles. So it is very difficult to predict at this point who is going to win the championship.
But I really want that it happens on merit. It does not happen in the steward's room. No one wants that.
And nobody wants that.
And in fact, Michael Massey, the race director, he had a discussion with the drivers, and he mentioned that, look, you guys, if you have any hanky panky stuff happening on the track, if you guys touch each other, if you do a Senna and Prost in Japan, but if you try anything of that sorts, you're gonna get penalties, you're gonna get deductions in your points. So I'm pretty sure none of the, I mean, that's pretty clear that it was aimed at Max because he has the advantage here. And Lewis would not want to crash into Max probably because, well, if he crashes into Max and his race is over, Lewis's race, the game is over because Max wins.
Yes, definitely the crash would, if such kind of crash happens, then it is a big disgrace on for the sport. So I don't believe that either of the drivers are going to do such kind of thing on track.
But that's what the drivers might not do. What about their wingmen? What about Bottas and Perez? Well, Bottas has nothing to prove now.
Well, I believe both the constructors are a very reputed constructor, and either of them will not want to have their reputation distorted in such a manner, because even if it happens accidentally, people are definitely going to think that it was done on purpose. So yeah, definitely this thing should not happen this time.
Yeah, but
at least in this race.
But in a completely unrelated incident, Bottas was asked when he was in Finland during an event about the Formula 1 world title. He said that he will go to any extent to ensure that Mercedes and Lewis wins. What does that mean? He did not rule out a crash. I mean, I know Bottas will not do that. He's a really gentleman of a driver. He's a really nice driver and he follows team orders very well. I mean, he is the best teammate Lewis has ever got. If it was not for his team spirit and not for the way he plays the team game, probably Lewis would not have won so many titles. I mean, well, we all know what happened with Nico. So it is, and Perez needs to really, really, really step up his game, because if Red Bull needs any hopes on winning the constructors, they need both of the cars there. They need both of the cars to perform, and they need both of the cars to finish ahead of the Mercs.
Yes, definitely. Perez needs to ramp up a bit, and like you said, Bottas is going to any extent to ensure that Lewis wins this championship. I don't think that he means that he
Yeah, of course.
intends to crash into Max or like create some sort of distortion in the race, uh, because it is not healthy for the reputation of either of the teams.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
believe,
Yeah.
because if such kind of incident happen, then definitely questions will be raised on
Yes.
the driver as well as the constructor.
Okay, let's deviate from Red Bull and Mercedes for a bit, because we have been talking about them only. Ferrari, they have pretty much cemented their P3 in the championship, unless, well, McLaren manages to score a 1-2 like Monza. I really doubt that will be happening. And if that does happen, I would want Norris to win and Ricardo to come P2. I mean, no hate for Ricardo, I love him. But Norris deserves that first win, especially after he was robbed of it from the Russian Grand Prix with his own doings, nevertheless. But anyway, he deserves to end the year on a high. And similarly for Alpine. Alpine have cemented P5 in the constructors, because, well, similarly like Ferrari and McLaren, unless AlphaTauri manages a P1 and P2, I don't think that's going to happen. Well, Alpine are running away with P5 in the championship. So it seems like a pretty interesting setup, what's going to happen in Abu Dhabi. And yeah, that is about it for these guys. But the most important and saddening news is last race for Kimi. End of an era. 20 years in Formula 1 comes to an end. We won't be getting those wonderful radio messages. We won't
One-liners.
One-liners. We won't be getting the epic Kimi on the track. I mean, okay, minus the radio messages and everything. Kimi is a driver who is going to be missed very dearly, because, well, I don't think there is anyone who does not like the Finn. He has a certain amount of fans, and he is amongst the best. I mean, he has driven cars from all eras. 3 decades of cars he has driven. So Kimi is, well, he's going to be missed a lot. I will miss him.
Well, definitely, but like to start with your first question about Ferrari cementing their position in constructors
P3.
P3.
Especially after that horrible 2020 which they had. I mean, they deserve
Yeah, they
it.
had a very drastic 2020 season,
P6 in 2020.
but now they're like, I believe they're back with something, and I believe that they have cemented their position as P3 constructors.
Yes.
But yes, like you said, Norris was robbed of his victory in Russia, and I do very dearly want that Norris should win, or should at least secure a podium this race. And McLaren defeating Ferrari this time is very highly unlikely. Like, they need a very spectacular and some sort of miracle to happen
Yeah.
this race. So like, they might be able to secure P3 in the constructors, but I don't think that's very highly unlikely to happen. So
Yeah.
and talking about Kimi, and we all are very sad that this is his last race and this is the last time we are going to see him on the track. And
In a Formula One car. I mean,
In a Formula One
we do
car,
hope
yeah.
that he comes back to Formula One in some form. I'm pretty sure he won't be coming back as a commentator because well, Kimi does not like to talk.
Well,
that
I
much.
believe that Kimi is very unpredictable kind of personality, and if he does come back to Formula One in sort of ways you just mentioned, like in commentary and all, or maybe in giving insights, or maybe helping a constructor build up a team. I'm not sure what Kimi is going to do after this season, but we would definitely love to see him more in the Formula One community and the Formula One sport itself. So I hope is still
Connected
he
with
still
us.
connects with Formula One, and he's still like we are still able to enjoy him more.
But I don't know if you heard Kimi's this thing interview after the race in Jeddah. He was asked, "What do you think about this track and what are your reflections on it?" And Kimi is asking, "It doesn't matter. I'm not racing here next year." So that's the attitude which Kimi has. So yeah, Kimi is actually looking forward to his retirement. Kimi and definitely his family as well. And the entire family will be coming over to watch the race in Abu Dhabi, his final send off.
Yes, definitely Kimi has left a very like amazing legacy behind him in Formula One, and he has a lot of fan followings and a lot of F1 enthusiasts love Kimi, and
Yeah, and not just that. I mean, it is going to be Antonio Giovinazzi's last race. As he says, he's leaving Formula One for now. He has hopes that he might come back. He is going to Formula E with the Dragon Racing team. So let's see if Antonio can rack up some podiums, rack up some wins, maybe even a championship in Formula E. You never know.
well, I really believe that Antonio has a really positive attitude towards his future prospect in motorsports,
Yeah.
and I do wish that he returns back after like uh, having a great season in Formula E, like we just said. So yeah, I wish him all the best for his future endeavors, and we wish to see more of him.
Yeah. And well, Kimi leaving Alfa Romeo. That means a Finn is leaving Alfa Romeo, and
A Finn is entering Alfa Romeo.
Finn is going to replace Alfa Romeo in Kimi's seat in Alfa Romeo. So a Finn for a Finn. So is this going to be like what Mika Hakkinen said? If you want to win, get the Finn.
Yeah, definitely, this might be the case that they are going for a Finn. They definitely need some podiums and some points, some more points.
Let's see, the regulations are going to change. This is apart from the final races of all these guys, this is also going to be the last time, the last weekend we see these cars in Formula One on the track, because as everyone must know by now, 2022 huge regulation changes. The cars are completely changing, and in an attempt to make the racing even closer, in an attempt to make the racing even better. So whenever rules do change, surprises are thrown up. So I hope we get some surprise new entries. I mean, best case scenario will be I really want Williams to come back on the top. I don't like them where they are. I mean, they are a very successful team in the past. And with the sad passing of Sir Frank Williams, rest him. So I just hope they come back to their glory days, because that would be really amazing. I mean, Williams, Mercedes, Ferrari, and McLaren, and maybe Red Bull even fighting for titles. I mean, definitely Red Bull. Come on.
Well, definitely, all good things come to an end, and this season's car and the previous generation car, like no, I don't think it's a previous generation cars, but this current lot of cars is going to change for good,
Yeah.
and we hope to expect something more spectacular next season.
Yes.
And that's what I believe, that things are going to turn around a bit next season. Maybe Williams might have a great comeback, and don't know. You cannot guess like what sorts of investments they have done for their new teams, and it's all unknown territory.
Yeah, we never know. We might even see Alfa Romeo winning the title with Bottas. You never know. Well, if that happens, I'm pretty sure many people will be kicking.
Are you going to get a tattoo?
If Alpha win the title?
Yes.
Definitely.
Next season.
Definitely. If Alpha wins the title, I am going to get a tattoo of Valtteri Bottas, because I think Bottas might win the title with Alpha, because I am not pegging too much on Guan Yu Zhou, their new driver.
It's his first season. Yes.
Yeah, but you never know. What if Guan Yu puts in a performance like...
What if Guan Yu wins the
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Are you going to get his tattoo? Like,
what if
are you fan enough?
Well, sadly, I have not followed Guan Yu in Formula 2, but I don't know. This is being absolutely, we are talking like Khwabi Pulav. ठीक है, so I don't know. But if he does manage to do that, I mean, won't that be a spectacle? A rookie winning in his rookie season. He might possibly do what a Hamilton did if Alpha build a car like that, but I highly doubt it, man.
Well, I just realized that we have started a very interesting topic at this moment, and that is who is going to win next year's championship. Like, we are just going to predict, and we're going to talk about drivers who we think might win the next year constructors. Next year's drivers
And constructors.
Well,
Drivers, I have a few people in my mind.
I have a lot of people in my mind.
I have a few people in my mind. Would you like to start, or would you want
I
me
would
to
like to start with Russell.
Oh, you mean to say that Russell is going to go at Lewis guns a-blazing from race 1, and he's going to say, look, dude, I've spent my time at Williams. I'm not going to be just being your lackey. I am no Valtteri Bottas. I'm here to win. I'm here to win titles. And look, you are the experienced one. I get it. But I'm going to be really superb. And they don't call me Mr. Saturday for nothing. I am going to out-qualify you. And I'm going to take every race win and take the title.
Well, something I must admit, that if Russell had a great car this season, he might as well have been challenging for a world title. Like,
yeah, you never know.
Russell is such a talented driver that he's... I hope, I believe, and I really want that he gets a very good car next season, because he's a tremendously talented driver in Formula 1, and very few drivers matches his caliber of driving on field.
Talking about drivers who do match his caliber, Charles Leclerc.
Definitely.
Lando Norris.
Yes.
Max Verstappen.
Max Verstappen is a league ahead.
Of course.
And I really want Russell to be at par with Max, because Max in this season is like...
He's...
Senna in his prime.
Yeah, he does remind me of Senna, man. Because he has this attitude about himself. He is so calm before and after the races. I mean, of course, he does not wear his heart on his sleeve like Lewis does. Lewis is very vocal. He expresses a lot. But Max, even if he's upset, even if he is very happy, he will not express that emotion so much, because I believe Max is so damn focused. He's taking it one race at a time, and well, now it is the last race of the season, of this amazing season. So I really want Max to win. Max deserves the title.
Well, you just stressed upon this amazing season. Like, amazing? Like, why is this season so amazing for you? Can you please elaborate?
Okay, this is for the first time in the turbo hybrid era that we actually have a proper title fight. I mean, not between one single team, but between two separate teams. I mean, Red Bull and Mercedes going at it. Ferrari is, well, down in the dumpsters. Sorry, Ferrari and loyal Tifosi fans. But yeah, I mean, Red Bull and Mercedes have given it everything this season. and they are just proving that. I understand that it is just the last year of the turbo hybrid era, and the cars have not been that great. And I want to touch upon a topic as well. I will touch upon that in a bit. But yeah, it is great to see two amazingly talented drivers going for it, going for the title. One going to break the world record, possibly, of Schumi, and one going for his first title as a Dutchman. But let's see what is going to happen. And yeah, well, we have seen in the turbo hybrid era that, Lewis did dominate, but slightly controversial. I mean, die-hard Lewis Hamilton fans might want to hunt me down with pitchforks, but well, he did not have any title defense to do, or he did not have any rivals as such. It was pretty much easy. The only rival he did have was Nico, and after Rosberg left, I mean, Bottas was not going to challenge him for titles. Bottas was there for a primary reason, even though Bottas did not believe that, but was there for a primary reason to assist Lewis.
Well, definitely, I believe that Sebastian Vettel was also there to challenge him at certain point of time, but sans that
2018
ironic,
German Grand Prix.
yeah, 2018 German Grand Prix, things did turn around for like everybody, and Lewis had a very easy 2020 and 2019
Yeah. Drivers' title.
championship.
Mercedes was like the king of the lot.
Like, I do not mean to stress heavy upon this thing, but somewhere, like, a lot of people would agree that Lewis had an advantage over other drivers only because of the kind of car he had.
Okay, I am not going to spark a debate on is it the car or is it the driver, but let's just agree upon one thing. Lewis did not have any proper rivalry. He did not have any proper competition.
Yes, and
And-
everybody should agree that at that point of time, Mercedes were unparalleled.
Yeah,
They
agreed.
were not.
I mean, fun fact, Mercedes did not lose the lead of the title. The title lead, the points lead in the table, constructors especially, since that infamous crash of Seb in the German Grand Prix in 2018. Since the German Grand Prix, they have been leading the title. That was till a young Dutchman called Max Verstappen stepped into a Red Bull, and he has been after Lewis's ass and Mercedes. So I don't know what's gonna happen now. I am tense, dude. I am really tense.
Well, I believe everybody is tensed at this point of time. Now, I just want us to talk about, maybe want the audience to know about what we used to think about Max Verstappen in the year 2018-17. Maybe like what were your views at that point of time?
Well, I'll be honest.
When Max had a spectacular crash with Kimi and Vettel in Singapore.
Well,
I believe
yeah.
a lot of people remember that moment, and
Yeah.
we should talk about that. At that point of time, we had a very different perspective about Max Verstappen.
Yeah, well,
To be honest,
Max,
we never believed that he is ever going to be a contender for world title.
Yeah, and that point of time, I think it was the general consensus that Max is pretty brash. He is he was very young. He was just 17 when he first came into Formula One, and Max had this raw speed about him. But well, there was something. He was very prone to crashes, and some people also dubbed him as Max Crashtappen, which is very harsh. But well, he did make his mistakes. He was young, man. Come on. What would you have done if you were 17 and you were driving a Formula One car? You did not. You could not have probably won the 2016 Spanish Grand Prix. Well, Lewis and Nico did take themselves out, but still, Max did win that race. For a teenager, oh, that's a huge feat to do, man.
Well, when I was 17, I was stressing upon clearing my CBSE uh, 12th boards. so, so that's what Max achieved in that year, like when he was 17. I would never have thought of that sort of thing to happen in my life.
Well, let's talk about Max a bit more because did you know that in 2014, when he was testing for Formula Renault, he did consider an opportunity with the Mercedes team as well. Now, imagine if Max and Lewis would have been together in that Mercedes car. I mean, we have seen the title battle this year. Imagine what he could have done had he and Lewis been in the same car fighting for titles. Because, well, Mercedes were the juggernauts, they were the powerhouse, and probably Lewis would not have had 7 titles. Max would have had maybe 1 or 2 by now. And he
Well,
would have definitely been the youngest world
What
champion.
you just talked about is a very deadly combination of two drivers
Yeah.
in a team, Max and Lewis. I believe that that cannot happen at any point of time because both the drivers are hungry of world title and championship battles.
That would have been very probably toxic because what Mercedes witnessed with Nico and Lewis.
Well, I love
could have been
watching
same.
toxic stuff. I
Who
must,
doesn't?
I must admit, and what happened in 2016
Yeah.
is something that I will definitely want that event to repeat itself. So,
Yeah, minus the
Max-
fact that 2 drivers taking them, both of them out, both of themselves out
yeah,
at the Spanish Grand Prix,
definitely
trying to overtake,
would love
going
that,
on the grass.
that sort of thing to happen this time, if that's a scenario.
Well, next year there is going to be an explosive partnership at Mercedes.
Between Russell and Lewis,
Yes, and
definitely.
And well, talking about Lewis, on the topic of Lewis, Lewis has been, well, phenomenal. I mean, he's 36, if I'm not wrong, and he is performing at a level which is, well, in for loss of better words, just mind blowing. Because what Lewis is doing, we have not seen that happen in the sport. You should just get rid of the fact that, well, the entire debate between car versus driver and all that, but being so consistent for so long, ever since he got into that Mercedes seat. I mean, that Mercedes move from McLaren to Mercedes was criticized by a lot of people. Even Jeremy Clarkson said that, isn't that like moving from a very good place to a bleh, horrible piece of dump? Because Mercedes was nowhere that point of time by 2013. But 2014 onwards, the regulations changed, and, well, who has won all the titles? Mercedes.
Well, definitely, like talking about Lewis is a very in-depth topic, and I would definitely love to open my heart about what I feel about Lewis. Like,
He was
Uh,
close to winning the title in his rookie year, by the
yes,
way.
he was, and Lewis was a kind of driver. If I would have watched him race in that particular era where he secured his first 2 championships, I would have loved Lewis
Way
like
more.
anything. Like I would have definitely want him to win the championship.
Mm.
But somewhere at the present days, in the present days, what I believe that Max has got some sort of edge over Lewis, and
It is
to
a-
be honest, that doesn't make Lewis a bad driver at all.
No way. No
he,
way.
he is a tremendously talented driver. He has won 7
Titles.
world titles.
That's not easy.
That is not easy at all, and he is about to break the record 7 world titles. And what I believe that a lot of people don't want that thing to happen, but if that happen, it's going to happen for good. And we all must admit that yes, Lewis indeed was a very talented one to secure 8 world titles.
Oh, 7.
8. After this
Oh,
season,
if he does it,
yeah,
yeah.
after this season, he would have the 8th. He would have won the 8th world title. Like,
But I still, I don't know. Probably I'm biased. Probably I am a bit more of a Michael fan. So for me, he's still the greatest. I mean, come on, yeah. Michael in that red Ferrari. I mean,
Well-
it's like Lewis in the silver or now black Mercedes. But
I definitely understand your emotions right now, but like, to be honest, if Lewis wins this season, it will be purely on his merits. Like,
yeah, because he did not get a proper
because he is like in sort of way challenging Max,
fight.
defeating him,
Hmm.
because Max has been very dominant driver this season, and I don't think need any of the driver comes even a bit close to Max in his driving performance, in his driving form.
Correct.
And if Lewis beats Max, then that is a very spectacular thing to happen like this season.
Yeah, agreed. And not just you and not just the fans. In fact, many Formula One drivers also believe the same, that Lewis and Max have been performing at a completely different level altogether. So yeah, so that quite a lot sums up the season. I mean, it is Formula One for Lewis and Max and Formula 1.5 for the rest of the 18 drivers.
say like
I'm sorry, but that's what's happening, because no one is close to them, man. They
Nobody
have the
is.
maximum number of wins between them, and maximum number of podium finishes also. And Max has not finished below P2 apart from when he DNF'd or in Hungary. Apart from that, Max has finished either first or second. He has not got a single P3.
What do you have to say about that? Like, please tell me, guys, how do you sum up this season for Max? Like, Max not finishing below P2, he
That's phenomenal.
that is like tremendous efforts and spectacular thing to happen.
So yeah, so that brings us to the end. But before we go, do like, subscribe, and comment, and share this video with everyone. Before we go, what are your predictions?
Well, my predictions are Kimi winning this Grand Prix,
Yeah.
and at P2 I want Mick Schumacher.
Ah,
Like, I want to see Mick Schumacher standing on a P2
first
on
podium for Haas.
yeah, and thereafter Nikita Mazepin. I really want Nikita to have a podium at least this season, because
Double podium for Haas.
I believe that Nikita has been criticized a lot this season. I don't know, maybe for certain reasons. I don't know.
Well, what about the title?
Title. I really want Lewis to finish P9 and Max to get P10, including a fastest lap.
Equal.
So yeah, the points would have an equal, and Max winning the world title.
Okay, for me it would be, I'm going to go pretty straightforward. But well, who wants that, right? So like what Ronak said, I would like to also say what Will Buxton said. So I want that Lewis and Max both start from the back. Lewis P20, Max P19. They fight through the grid. They come up and they finish just behind one another. Well, like you said, probably Lewis P9 and with 2 points, Max P10 with 1 point with the fastest lap, and Max wins. Or maybe even Max P9 with the fastest lap, Lewis P10, but Max gets a penalty. Max comes behind Lewis, so Lewis is P9, Max is P10. He has the fastest lap, and Max still wins. So I guess everyone knows that we are supporting Max. So yeah.
Yeah, well, definitely. I just included Haas this time because Haas hasn't scored any points this season. Like, I believe
Zero.
They haven't scored a single
Zero.
point this season. So
Zero.
I definitely
Zilch.
want Haas to secure at least a podium.
If that happens, I promise you, Gunther Steiner is going to run naked across the field.
And I would definitely want you to get a tattoo of Team Haas on your body, like maybe
Look, the
who-
tattoo bet is only
whosoever.
for one specific thing. Okay, I am not getting a tattoo every time someone
Okay,
gets a podium.
so I just want you guys to know that I and Siddharth have decided to get a tattoo of Max if he wins this world title, and I should disclose it right now. Like, if it is possible, that Siddharth can delete this portion, but I am going to admit that we both are a very big Max Verstappen fan, and this is the high. This is a very high time. I cannot hide it anymore. Like, I just want to spill it all out, and I just wanted how tensed I am right now because the title is neck and neck, and this 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 particular scenario I never wanted to happen. I always wanted Max to have certain more points.
Have a
above
lead in the
Lewis.
title.
Yeah, have a lead in the title, and but now it's neck and neck, and I really want Max to win. So, yeah, we are going to get a tattoo.
I
of
hope
Max.
none of us like faints or something. I think if that happens.
And this thing is really true that we both are going to get a tattoo of Max in a certain form, or maybe in certain manner, in certain artistic form, on our body, or maybe on our arms. That yes, we will get a tattoo of Max.
Yeah, and yeah, that's about it. So Sunday evening, it completely depends if we are going to be opening up a bottle of liquor, maybe gin only.
Sunday evening is going to be apocalypse.
So I don't know what happens. Either we'll be drinking in happiness or we'll be drinking in sorrow. I hope it is happiness. But yeah, so that is all for today. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Menonverse. And this was the Saudi Arabian. No, I've still not got over Saudi Arabia. This is the Abu Dhabi pre-race. So thanks a lot, guys, for tuning in. Goodbye, and please do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And do press that small bell icon because it will help you get all the notifications as soon as we upload anything. So thanks a lot, guys, for listening. Bye bye.